Hello, Pisces, and welcome into your reading for the second half of August, where we'll be taking a look at your job and career, love and relationships, and then life path and mission. So before we get started on those specific factors, let's go ahead and do a little bit of an energy read just to see what is the overall energy that's coming out for you in this read. Just a little bit of an overall feeling before we jump into some of those other specific pieces. All right. And so from the top of the deck, where you're sitting right now, we have our Six of Crystals in reverse, Queen of Crystals, and Awakening. And then from the bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Acorns in reverse, Four of Acorns, and Three of Acorns. So our crystals are our pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles, this is in reverse, is like lack of charity, where you're expecting some payback. Your Queen of Pentacles is kind of that luxury and comfort and nurturing type of energy. And then Awakening, this is the Judgment card. So that's usually judgment in favor of the divine. So you're sitting in that comfortable place where you're feeling, like the judgment part is coming in, although there is a little bit of that lack of charity, maybe even a hint of like dishonesty. So that's what's happening right now. And then on the energy that's trying to come in, Acorns is wands, and the wands, that's like spirit. So with your wands energy, the next level of energy that's coming in is this is like a lack of creativity or promises that have been broken. But then there's the celebration and family joy, but then there's also this clinging to the past type of feeling, like stagnant, clinging to the past, lack of creativity, but there is kind of that glimmer of hope because you do have that, comfort and community coming in. So, comfort on both sides. The Queen of Pentacles is that comforting energy, and then over here you have your Four of Wands, which is like joy and family and community. So if you're on a twin flame journey, I know the Four of Wands is looked at as a like twin flame reunion type of card, so or indicative of the twin flame journey. So that's coming up there for you. So before we get into the other cards that are very specific about certain pieces of your life or of your journey, a few of the things that are coming up in the second half of the month. On the 16th, we have the new moon in Leo. And so that's about kind of new creativity and projects and maybe something a little different or unconventional. Mars enters Libra on the 27th. And so that's going to bring in some more energy in terms of talking to people and interacting with and communicating with people. If you've been having a little bit of a tough time with that, especially since Mercury is going into retrograde on the 23rd. So by the time Mars enters Libra on the 27th, then it seems like that's going to be a good time to talk to people. So Mercury in retrograde has a lot to do with miscommunications and like lack of focus and irritability. So leading up to the 23rd and the next few days after that, you may not be communicating the best. You may not want to talk to people. You might just kind of want to isolate a little bit. But then on the 27th, it looks like that'll be opening back up. And then we also do have our blue moon in Pisces. And so that's going to be our full moon, that supermoon that's happening at the end of the month. That full moon energy is about changes and releasing what is no longer working for you. So this one, it's the second supermoon in August, and that's going to be some major endings that are going on, whether that's, jobs or friendships, relationships, maybe certain ways of thinking or breaking patterns that you've identified that are causing issues within your life. We have so many things in retrograde. There's already Venus, Pluto, Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron that have been in retrograde. As I said, Mercury's moving into retrograde on the 23rd, and then on the 28th, Uranus is moving into retrograde as well. So there are so many things that are calling us to kind of turn inwards. And and look at our life. So that's some big, heavy energy. But let's take a look at what's going on career, job-wise for you. In the recent past, you have the Hermit in reverse. You're currently sitting at 3 of Cups in reverse, and the next level of energy is the 6 of Cups in reverse. So, and these are totally mixed and shuffled, even though they all happen to show up in reverse. So it could be that your job is just kind of feeling off right now, that, you know, with everything being in that reversed energy. So the Hermit is kind of that loneliness and withdrawing, and kind of having that feeling of rejection. So that's in your recent past, and that's been kind of pushing you into an energy of loneliness and reclusiveness, you know. So seems like that's a little bit of a tough path there. And then with your 6 of Cups in reverse, it's you know, kind of getting stuck, and you're focusing too much on the past. So this has been a tough line. You know, this past, present, and future energies has been kind of tough. But some of this self-reflection, especially with Uranus and Taurus, you know, going retrograde, is really about breaking free of that stagnant energy, and embracing change, and looking at, you know, if this has been an unfulfilling job or unfulfilling career, you know, maybe there's certain aspects, like you don't like the people, you don't like the type of work, you don't like what they're asking you to do, of changing that energy and releasing what no longer serves you. Because we're still in that, you know, North Node shifting into Aries from middle of July, and that's about embracing your authentic self and standing in your truth and being bold and unapologetically you. So let's take a look at what's going on love and relationship wise for you. In the recent past, we have the Ace of Wands. You're currently sitting in the Fool energy, and the next level of energy coming up is the Page of Wands in reverse. So, you know, this was a kind of a creative new beginning. You've been sitting in that energy, and you're currently at that point of taking that leap, taking that step forward, and having faith in the divine, that they have your back. But then there's a little bit of like the next level of energy being a little bit indecisive, or feeling like you don't have direction in where you're going. So like you're taking the leap, but you don't necessarily know where you're going to land yet. But that's not to say that energy is going to stick around. Venus goes direct on September 3rd. And so Venus in retrograde has to do with examining relationships. Let's take another card here and see what it looks like more in, call it the 3 to 6 month time frame. You know, what else about this Page of Wands energy do we need to know? So you've got the 6 of Swords in reverse and the Tower. And let's do one more. And then 9 of Pentacles. So your 6 of Swords in reverse is you're resisting that positive change. Like you feel like you're stuck in a rut. Maybe you took that leap and you didn't see those rewards right away. So then you kind of didn't really have much direction. So you feel like you're kind of stuck. And then that Tower comes along to change things for you, that sudden change, and it will end up leaving you in this independence, like this feeling of independence. So if this is something where maybe you were trying out a new relationship or a new type of person or a new love experience, and you know, you're taking that leap, and if it didn't work out quite the way you thought, things are being restructured, and then you'll be in more of that position of independence and reward, and you know, receiving your blessings there. So let's take a look at our life path and what's coming through life path. Oh, jumper card, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Oh, that one wanted to flip on me. All right. We have Page of Cups in reverse and Temperance. So with your Wheel of Fortune in reverse, that in the recent past, maybe you've had some setbacks or delays or a little bit of bad luck, which has been putting you into that energy of insecurity. Like you've been disappointed with how things have gone in the recent past. And so now you're kind of insecure as to what your path is, what your mission is. And you're letting the disappointment kind of shake your foundation or your core as to, well, maybe what I thought was my path really isn't my path. But this Temperance card as the next level of energy that's coming in, that is reminding you to see things from different perspectives, see the opposing opinions, and to temper your actions. So it's all about balance and patience. And so some of the times, even if you feel like you've had some bad luck and it's left you disappointed, give it time. Divine timing has a way of revealing certain things to you at the point at which you need to hear it or need to see it. So don't let yourself get discouraged. Try to keep in that energy, that balance, and let the divine come to you and show you what you need to be seeing. All right, let's take a look at your Gaia card. Remembrance, resurfacing of past feelings and emotions. So, with all of these planets in retrograde, that usually causes you to revisit certain feelings, certain things that have happened, and really taking a look at, different patterns in your life, what patterns need to change, so that you can live, your most authentic self, your happiest self. So that's kind of that push there. And that, on the job side, the getting stuck too much in the past, it looks like you're remembering back to things that have happened. So especially with this energy of like that loneliness and being withdrawn because of some, disappointments, it looks like you're kind of reliving that. But sometimes you need to relive it to be able to clear it. All right, let's take a look here. Unstick the stuck. So if you're living too much in the past from a job standpoint, you're never going to be able to move forward. So if that's a matter of, so-and-so did me wrong at work, or, maybe it's you're jaded about the whole industry. If, you're in the banking industry and something major happened and, now you're just jaded about, oh, well, this happened to me. Maybe you're at one of the banks that went under, or kind of got bought out type of thing, and it's leaving that bitter taste. You need to unstick that energy. Your bad experience doesn't mean that every experience going forward in that same area is going to be bad. All right, let's see what other messages trying to come through here for you. Compass. Follow your inner compass. So really work on meditating and grounding yourself, especially that blue moon time is a great time for meditating and healing and really kind of taking a step back, especially if you were excited about some new beginnings and they didn't quite pan out the way that you wanted to. Take a step back. If this tower is coming, allow it to happen and take note of that and figure out what is your, what are your inner guides or, your inner wisdom trying to tell you about the situation. So hopefully this has been helpful, and as always, take only what resonates, and I'll be doing another reading like this in a couple of weeks so we can see kind of how things have progressed since then. Hopefully some of this heavy energy here, with the changes going on, hopefully that will push through, and the heavy retrograde season will be wrapping up a little bit, since a few of the planets will be going more direct, or, going direct by the next reading or moving into that place. So I'll also be doing a twin flame reading that'll be coming up soon if that's a journey that you're on, as well as some other, I've been doing the Is This Your Person readings. So if you want to make sure to get alerted when those new videos post, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and then you'll receive those alerts. Otherwise, I wish you joy and peace along your journey, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.